So here at the Ollie World, we wanted to focus on really meeting the needs of the infant neonatally. And the first topic we wanted to address was sleep. And one of the terms that we hear a lot that people use is the fourth trimester, in that transitionary phase. What does that mean? And can you talk a little bit more about that?
So I think the way that we talk about when we talk about the fourth trimester is really that time period right after delivery where the infant is still now going to accustom to a completely different world. And how do we transition that? What are things that would help to transition that and provide optimal development? So it's obviously a huge difference from being in utero and coming into the world. And so what are some of the things? And in that we talk about sleep, of course, being very, very important to the infant, and that transition of sleep. Now they don't have the containment of the water around them, etc., the mother's heartbeat, all of those sorts of things. So how do we help that infant now be able to have good regulated sleep post-birth? And so we look at things like swaddling. Swaddling we've used for so many years. You know, it's been handed down in the generations as something that helps an infant to start regulating, to be able to feel that containment and to get into a deeper sleep. So that's one of the important things that we looked at with the Ollie, the swaddle, was to look at how can it provide that input and do that. But when we look at that, then that's foundational sleep. So the occupations in the fourth trimester that you're doing, if you want to call it that, we say that in occupational therapy, but what are the occupations of the infant and how do you want to support that? One, of course, is sleep, and the other one is eating. And the core to all neurodevelopment later is going to be that of attachment and the ability to take in another person and to be able to relate and learn from them. And all of this learning then results in regulation. And that's what you're doing in the fourth trimester, helping them to regulate. How do we help them to be able to maintain a calm state, an alert state? In crying, how do you, when you're fussing and irritable, pull down to a calming state? Those key elements in that what we're calling that fourth trimester is providing tools to the parents so that they can help their infant to maximize that in a very, very calm and a very intuitive environment.
You know, because infants, when they're in utero for the first 3 trimesters, all of their needs are being met. They come from this environment where every single need is being met, and so when they transition to the external world, they have no idea how to accommodate. And so it's really for the parent to help teach the rhythm and teach them how to do things that was just naturally, it was taken care of in womb.
Right. So understanding when an infant, for example, there's different cries, there's different motor movements, etc., that mean different things for the baby. So understanding the baby's language, or what we call baby cues, is really critical. Some parents learn that pretty quickly. For some infants, it's a little harder because of different things that are challenges for them. And for some parents, it's also harder for them. So really learning those cues, the baby language, so that you can supply that need. The baby didn't have to ask for it before. It was supplied to them, but now they're having to learn how to maneuver that in a dyadic relationship, in a parent-child relationship. So it's really critical that the parents are in tune with the baby's needs, and it's also critical to help the baby learn how to communicate their needs. And those are the things that we think about in that early time, how critical that is for later development. Babies who don't have that regulation later on have more problems with attention and focus.
And it's also a big part of the neurodevelopment piece, which develops in the context of relationships, because when the parent is able to understand or provide the needs for the infant, they're telling them their environment is safe, that they're okay, that their needs are going to be met. And that's going to affect the child's trajectory, understanding that my world is safe. my needs are going to be met. I can sleep, I can eat, and that is so powerful.
Also, when you feel understood or heard, people know how to supply your needs. You know that people are there to support you. It allows you to focus on learning. So if I know there's somebody there to support me, I can focus on learning new things. This is a part of attachment that we talk about, is that security base where I know you have my back, I trust you, you always understand and respond, you have healthy boundaries for me, and so I can go out and explore my world, which is a real big part of going from the inability to move around in the world to full exploration of the world that happens in that first year that we're very focused on here in Ollie World.